Right. Okay. So I've been playing a hell of a lot of Simcity since it came out. Really exciting. It's been getting a lot of bad press because of the servers, but it's not even that big of a deal. It'll pass eventually. So far I've built myself 2 cities. And they're working very nicely. I love it. So yeah, here we are. Let's take a look. Okay, so this is Bowerstone, and originally it was just the first city I built, so I put everything in here. So if I go on to the regions, originally this was like a mix of everything, but then I realised that I didn't have enough space. Like, for example, the industrial and the residential demand is through the roof at this point, and there's not a lot I can do about it because it's full. It's beautiful, look at it. So, in my other city, that is just residential and commercial, and pretty much about 3/4 of this city so far is industrial now. And the beauty of SimCity is they all come from that city over there, and then when it's time to work, they drive down and come in here. Which I think is wonderful. It means that you're not limited by your size of your single city anymore. Just because your city's full doesn't mean that you have to stop playing with it. You know? So yeah, this is my city so far, anyway. There's, I'm gradually getting rid of all the houses and things. So it's just going to be factories. Just get rid of these. Yeah, I think this is a wonderful game so far. It may have been because it's watered down, but I find it, like, the interface is super clear. Like, I mean, if I do this to bring up the land volume up, it just tells me, like, for example, over here I've got a bunch of parks. So all around here is high wealth, which I think is wonderful. I just find it so clear, and it's so simple to just understand why things are doing what they're doing. Like, whereas in, like, SimCity 4, for example, I couldn't understand that. I was always losing money because I couldn't figure out how to get, like, medium and high density places. I always end up with just houses. Probably not going to bulldoze these just because they're high density and it took forever to get them. Got 2 medium ones here, which is wonderful. Let's just resume the city. So yeah, this is Bowerstone. All the power for the entire region so far, just these 2 cities, but still, all the power comes from this solar power farm. So if I click power tab, I've still got quite a lot of excess power, so I could probably do a 3rd city just off this, and I've not even got them all switched on yet. This back row of solar panels is turned off, and as well, all the water comes from this, which I still have a hell of a lot of excess, so I can probably power in a couple of cities with that, just with that. All the power and the water go directly to that city, so I don't have to worry about it over here. Since this was my first city, there's a lot of messing around with curves and, like, some of the angles are off, but I really like that though. I think it looks really nice. In my other city it's a bit more boring because I was trying to maximise space. Like, because I wanted the maximum amount of workers to come over here. Probably do it with another fire station actually. Never mind. Someone else will rebuild. Where is that? Is that here? There. All those. Get rid of these just because why not? I'd rather have one fire station. Right. Yep, that's pretty much covering the entire thing. Let's add a couple fire houses though. That's another thing about this game that I really like. Instead of, like for example, if your thing's over capacity, you don't have to just leave it. You can upgrade your existing buildings. I've just added 2 new fire station trucks that will go around the city. I think that's a wonderful idea. Education's bottoming out apparently. Schools, apart from the higher level schools, because I really wanted high tech, which I have here, like let's find one. Yeah, Superior Robotic Overlord Limited, high tech company. I'm just working on the density for that. But yeah, a lot of Bowerstone's high tech now. It wasn't originally, but then once you put a university and a college down, the tech level really goes up. We're getting some more students as well in the city. Wonderful. We've also got ferry system, which I haven't actually got anything yet, but someone asked me to build it, so I did. There's a bit of, like, I don't know if you can see it there, there's a bit of a landscape issue, but still, it's not even that big of a deal. But yeah, in the old SimCity games I couldn't really understand what was going on a lot of the time. Like, I made things and it worked, but other than that I don't really know what was going on. Whereas in this, I feel like I understand like why things are doing what they're doing, which I think is wonderful. It's a little smaller than a city on SimCity, like a big city on SimCity 4. But these are basically one city. They're just connected by a road. They interact with each other. They just have a separate bank account. But you can send money between cities, actually, I should point out. So, for example, if I've got 200,000 and say I wanted to build a new city, I'd probably send half of that to a new city, and that way I can just build what I want without having to worry. So yeah, this is Bowerstone, anyway, my first city. Pulsing Brain Group. I like it. Zombratol Medical Company here. Yeah, I've still got a bit left. That's just because I don't think I'll delete the skyscrapers, just because it takes a while for them to get happy enough to build. I've also got with the pre-order DLC, which I think they're offering for a couple more days. You can have superheroes and supervillains. So you build this, and this is your superhero area, and this is the supervillain area, which I've not unlocked yet because I haven't had enough criminals. I might work on that though. But the thing is, for criminals you need a lot of low-tech industry, because it causes pollution and encourages that kind of behaviour. But I haven't got any, so I might have to have a third city just with that, just to see what it's like. In fact, speaking of crime, I'm going to build a large police station. I've got a lot of money at this point, so I don't really mind. I think that is a thing though. I think the expenses are a lot less, unless it's something I was doing like terribly wrong. Because it just doesn't. I just don't lose money. I've never been losing money once in the city. Go to jail. Yeah, whereas in SimCity 4, if I wasn't careful, I would easily lose a lot of money. to do it, but oh well, yes. Yeah. Fire club will just dip in as well. Whoops. Build one over here. Yeah, I probably should have done with 2 large ones instead of one small one. A large one. Wow, they're expensive, I run out of money. Also losing a lot of profit now. Whoops. Come on, we'll look at it later. Okay, so let's go over to my second city, Oakvale. Like I said, Oakvale's just residential and commercial, there's no industrial at all. The idea was that they'll commute over to the other city for work, which they do. Which I think is a wonderful idea. Okay, so as you can see, this is Oakvale. A lot of it, it's a bit varied, like over here it's all really built up, because this is like where I started building. And your density increases with happiness. I'm not sure if that was always the case, but it is in the net. And I really focused on getting these up, like for example I got my first high value, high density, high rise, high everything. Wonderful, I was so happy when that got built. And it looks like there's another one on its way up as well. Yeah, so I'm going to the zone view. Like all of this is residential, and then there's a bit of commercial. I need more commercial actually, because without commercial, it's the easiest way to make residents happy. And I want a lot of high rises, obviously, because that maximises the number of people that can go into the other city and get jobs. You know? It's magical. I've also got streetcars. I think I have that in the other city as well, I didn't mention it though. So I'll go to public transport. Yeah. Got streetcars running right up my main street. And along here. I think I'm going to build across here as well. The same thing, but I'll worry about that later, because the roads are a bit of a mess, especially upgrading from an avenue to a street. From a street to an avenue, it's like a bit of a mess sometimes. Yeah, and it says angle too sharp, but I'm not sure why. So we'll worry about that later. I'll wait till they start complaining a lot. Yeah, a big part of Simcity now is cooperation between cities, like between either a city you own or someone else's city. Like I haven't got anyone in this region yet, but I'm working on it. So maybe in the future. Ah, that's what they built there. High density. Like if I go into the parks for this area, I put a lot of parks down. So like this entire area is all high wealth because of that. And then over here I haven't got a whole lot. Like I built a few low ones because just putting high wealth parks now means that you can only fill high wealth jobs, like high, you know. Yeah. This is Oakvale. It's also connected to the rail network, which if I built one, for example, back to the region view, if I built one there, which is also on the network, on the rail network, then that would make public transport between this easier. So they wouldn't have to drive along this highway and go to there, they could go to that by rail. I've probably built these in not the best places, like to cooperate with each other, because for example, that could work by boat, but that's not connected to the sea, and that could work by rail, but that's not connected to the rail network. Like the best way to do it would be to find one where they're pretty much all connected in one way or another, other than the road, because otherwise the road gets congested with people travelling between. Oh, there we go. 50,000 people. Should check out my city hall actually. I might be able to upgrade that now. Not quite. 75,000 people I need for the next upgrade. But yeah. Worked really hard on this actually. At the moment, this city is in charge of education apart from the colleges. So like if I do this, there's about 4. There's like 2 grade schools and 2 high schools, I think. All of which are pretty much all at capacity. The idea is to get the tech up in the other city by putting colleges and universities in that city. And then that brings educated Sims over to that city and that increases the tech level. Have a look at this place. Oh, a bank. Yeah, there's another thing in Simcity which I find amazing as well. Like if I, for example, pick anyone. Yeah, over here. If I click him, that is a person. I can follow him around. And he'll go about his day. So let's speed the time up. He's just been to high school and he's walking to his house. Like all these Sims have their own little lives. And I think just that's the most amazing thing ever. There you go, he's home now. Pick someone else, pick someone in a car. Might need to do something about traffic in this town. Like upgrade the oh, that's a thing as well actually. The roads. Different roads support different densities, like for example nice. Like for example, to get this I had to upgrade around here to high density roads. And then the high density thing will be built. Now this will continue to rise up to that line. And then I have to upgrade the road. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. But I'm just going to keep an eye on it so that it can build the high rise as soon as possible. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of the things that people say that are bad about SimCity, like the servers, it really isn't that big a deal. Like it happened with Diablo, and it's annoying, yes, but it'll go away. Like in a few days, everyone will get bored, everyone will get tired, or like people will start playing at different times. It's just that while there's a lot of excitement over it, like a hell of a lot of excitement, everyone's trying to play all the time. Now, they may keep the servers on for a while longer, which would be great. Like for example, I've been really lucky. Apparently, a lot of people have had downtime. I've had to wait 20 minutes. I think that was the longest I had to wait, which isn't even that big a deal. I don't mind. Another issue was the city size, and I honestly think with this system, with everything communicating, it's not that big a deal. Because this is basically one city. Like, the people go to travel in that one, and that in turn brings business and money to these shops. Yeah? It all works together. And I think that's amazing. Another problem with the game as well that other people had, not necessarily the game, but it's quite expensive. Like it's quite expensive for a PC game, I'll admit that. But I bought it and I was worried at first, but now that I've played it, I'm not at all. It's so much fun. Love it to bits. It's an amazing game. And if anyone ever asks me to buy it, if they should buy it, I'll say yes in a heartbeat. So yeah, I think that's about all I can say, really. Yeah, that's a good point actually. Like any of these points in the region, I can take over, or someone else can take over, and then they can play it in my region live, or I can zip across to that city, for example, there, and then make whatever I want in there. And then it will affect the way these two cities work, probably. Like for example, like, that's a better way of showing it. Look, if the workers from this city go over to that city, there. The shoppers from this city come over to this city. The freight, which is the industrial like produce, comes into this city, right? Public transport. They all commute over to the city. It's like it all interacts, like with one another. But they may have reduced the city size. I'm not sure about that, but it doesn't even matter because technically I could make all of this one big mega city if I wanted. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. So yeah. I'm Guardian of P93. Thanks for watching.